Hey guys, Rexasaur here and welcome to Update Monday on the 27th of January 2025. It is the final Update Monday of January. It's already 1 month of the year has disappeared amongst the various debris that is the world. There we go. My wife just shook her head in disappointment or confusion. Both are acceptable. I hope you guys had a good week. My week was incredibly busy last week, and this week is looking like it'll be much more chill, which is nice. So, a lot happened last week. I think Monday was probably the least eventful day. Maybe? What did I do on Monday? Can't remember, which means it obviously wasn't that eventful. And then Tuesday, we had our first proper session of Tales of the Trezoic D&D, which went really well. We got a good intro in, we got everyone doing their own thing, we got character introductions, we got a fight in, just to get people back in the role, and the main quest lines were laid out before the party, and we'll see if they take various approaches, but those are the main two plot hooks for now. Yeah, and overall there was they were pretty happy, and there was a lot of I guess fan servicing in the form of returning characters from previously in the campaign for the old school players, and then the new players just getting to grips with the world. One of my players, Lorenzo, plays in both, so both of my D&D groups, so he found it interesting when it was to be part of the same world but in a different section where things are familiar but different, and I was like, yeah, that's what it feels like to me as well, even though I create the world. Then, yeah, so that happened on Tuesday. Wednesday, we were supposed to have Vason, but the Game Master had to go into A&E for something, which they're doing fine now, so that's all good. But it meant that we didn't do that, so instead I painted up some models, and I've been painting a lot of Tyranids in preparation for my new army, of which I have copious amounts of 3D printed bits. Don't shake your head. So I'm going to be putting those together this week at some point. Probably not all of them. There's no real rush anymore, so that should be fine. Because I'm not going to be going to Warhammer this Friday, mostly because I feel like I need a break from 40k for a little bit. And then, yeah, so we'll be doing that. And yeah, I've been painting a lot of Tyranids, doing that. That's been fun. I've been doing a lot of painting this week, particularly. I did a lot of painting, more so than I've done previously. A lot of it is just due to not wanting, well, because I'm playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, it requires me to focus solely on Kingdom Come Deliverance, and I can't really watch YouTube videos or have something in the background, because a lot of the game is audio based. Things that you hear in the game over here, or the actual dialogue that's being said, it's got a very loose waypoint system with like the way that the quest lines are. So it means that I don't particularly like not being able to hear the game fully. So because I'm also listening, like I've got various podcasts and I've got YouTube videos and things that I would like to listen to, that means that I want to do something that I don't really care about at the same time, that I can focus on several things. So usually that's like playing Total War is one of the big ones, because you don't really need the audio for that. But because I'm not playing Total War right now, I've been doing painting instead, and that's basically why I've been doing that. On Thursday, did some Baldur's Gate 3. That was good. We played for like an hour and a half and then died and realised, holy shit, the last save was an hour and a half ago. So that was a fun repeat, but we're in a much better position this time round. So, but otherwise, yeah, that was fine. Did some painting then as well. And then I played some Marvel Rivals afterwards, after Baldur's Gate 3. We did a bunch of Marvel Rivaling, which I was really needed. That was really, really fun. And then on Friday, did some more, because I didn't go to Warhammer on Friday, because Saturday was my tournament. So that was an all-day event. I got there at 8:30 a.m. and then I played 3 games, and we had lunch, and ended at 9ish. I think it was. It was like probably 8:45 p.m. So it was a really long day. My first game did not go well. Mostly, so they were playing a Dark Angel list, with I'm not going to go into the big technicals, but it was a list that 3 different players took to in some variation, but this particular list was probably the strongest there. And in the end, so I got absolutely. I wouldn't say I got absolutely trounced, because I did get a point from him. So he won 19-1. So the way points work in the competitive scene is differentials. So effectively, because of the differentials in points, I think he got 70 to my 30 or something. Basically meant that he got 19 points and I got 1 point. So it's always out of 20, and a draw would be 10-10, and then variations on that. So if the opponent gets 15, the other person gets 5, for example. And that's how it works. So if there's only like a 5-point difference, so if it's, say, one player's got 40 and the other person's got 39 or 35, then that would be 10-10, and then for every 5-point more differential, that's an additional 1 point. I can't remember exactly what our score was, but I'm actually at 1 point from him, and that actually meant that despite having probably the strongest list out of that Dark Angels list, he actually came 5th overall, because of the points stuff. And he also, I think he lost his last game or didn't win it by enough of a margin. So in the end, it didn't really matter for him. But in the top 5, the winner, I think it was the winner and the 3rd place, are also playing this variation of list. So in the top 5, 3 of these lists were basically the same, which just goes to show how strong that list is. There were 32 players overall in the tournament that I was doing. I'm not entirely sure what was being run in the tournament I was playing was best of the rest. Because effectively it's a side-by-side with best of the best. So every month there's a tournament in my group, and you rack up points similar to, a league table. And then at the end of the year, they tally up, and the best 8 players go to the best of the best, and then everyone else goes into best of the rest, and it's open for everyone to join. So you don't really need to play any of the previous tournaments that end up in best of the rest, and that's why a lot of people show up to that one. And 32 players is 10 more players than last year, so it is quite a lot of people. And yeah, so I came 13th overall. My second game was against Imperial Knights, where my army did get absolutely trounced in terms of casualties, and I only killed 1 knight, but I had enough points on the board, and I had some infantry on the board that were like in buildings that just were far enough away that they just kept getting points, and I ended up winning, not by a huge amount, but enough. I think it was 15-5 I won by. It might have been 12-7, I can't remember. It really doesn't matter. And then my final game was against World Eaters, which I think was the funnest game of the evening, for sure, of the day, I should say. Because there was a lot more back and forth. There was a lot more. I won more. That one. I definitely won 17-3. I just really enjoyed it. I think there's an element of it was scary because it was so World Eater's very melee army. They run forward, and they ran forward in turn 1, and I was already in the attack. And I was like, crap, this is not going to go well. But I managed to push back the tide, and then I think the issue is that he went, despite the fact that he was rushing everything forward, he ran at me in waves, so I just took out every wave, and then by turn 4, there are 5 turns in a game, by turn 4 I'd already crushed 3 waves, which left only his back wave, which is just 2 units, so I was able to make it through, which was really good. So I played that one very well. I think he probably didn't play it as well as he could have. And we did discuss it after. We had some time afterwards to discuss, well, maybe, this list isn't really how you should do it, or this person. It was good fun. I'm happy with my placements. I feel like I could have done better, but I feel like considering how oppressive that first game was in terms of like the actual army I was going up against, I think I placed well considering. I definitely could have played my second game much better. I still won, but I could have played it much better. There was some really bad rolls. I should have killed two knights. The first night, I basically whiffed quite badly on some pivotal shots, and then those shots that should have gone in, basically he just rolled enough to negate them. So it was just poor dice rolls there, and it happens. I don't really mind it anymore because I have changed my dice since it's been like 4 months now that I've switched dice over, and I do feel like my games are significantly more consistent with my dice rolls. And even during the game, they were very consistent. It just so happened that was a pivotal turn where they just didn't favour me, and his dice favoured him, and it happens. But yeah, I know what I would have done differently, but it's too late now. But yeah, 13th out of 32. It's in the top half, not in the top 10, which is what I was really aiming for, but it's near enough. And based on the lists that we're running, I'm actually pretty happy with how my list put, because my list is very. If we're doing it in tiers, like between like a S tier, A tier, B tier and such, my list is probably a low A tier, maybe mid. It's not the best. It's competitive. It's definitely able to win games, as I came 13th, so it's definitely able to do that. There is an element of I could have played better as a player rather than the army, but I feel like what I was facing against, there are some lists that are just much stronger. Like that Dark Angels list was definitely an S tier list, very, very difficult to deal with. So I'm going to be running a different list. That's why the Bag of Tyranids exists, because it's a completely different list, and that is probably top of A, bottom of S, based on how it's running now. And we'll see if I can play it to a point where I am actually able to go up ahead, because I feel like against that Dark Angel list, I've got a much better shot with the Tyranid list than I would with my Space Marine one. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if that's even the meta in 3-6 months or so. But in any case, what's going to be really fun with those is putting them together and painting them, because I'm really enjoying that part of the hobby again. And I put up a few images and things on my Instagram regarding all the painting I did last year. I was tempted, and probably will at some point, put a video up of all of my collection and what I've painted and what still needs to be painted, with the intention of going back a year later and showing my progress and what I've done. I attempted to do it last Monday, but my phone, which is my only portable camera, gave out, so that footage is broken and I can't be bothered to go through it again. So I might do that at some point if you guys would be interested in seeing that. But it'll be basically going through each of my different armies, seeing what is painted, what isn't, what still needs to be done. It would be more informational than showcase, and it's mostly for me rather than as a viewer, although I could make it more interesting. And then throughout either the year or by the end of the year, I'll then show a difference of the two. But it'll be a good way for me to know, because right now I don't really have the space for it, other than the big bag of collectibles. But I want to focus on finishing what I've got before moving on to anything else. And I know that there's a few things that I want to get, so the High Elves are coming out, and I definitely want to increase that collection, because that is an army that I've wanted for a while. But I don't see a point in getting into that when I've got so much that I still need to do. And then beyond that, I don't know. But expanding on certain armies, like my Chaos, I have a very good basic starting block, but I know that I could get more, and it's very likely that in the next edition of Old World, for example, I'm going to need more infantry than I already have. I have a good starting amount, but I feel like I might need more if they do increase infantry, and in any case they were really fun to paint, and I really enjoyed painting my Warriors of Chaos. So we'll see. But yeah, that was my tournament. That was a big part of this week, so that's why I've spent a while speaking about it. And then yesterday, Sunday, was a very chill day because I was very tired. So I did a lot of just, a lot of little things really. I built up a Tyrannid model for my army. I did a bunch of D&D prep in preparation for Tuesday's session and a bunch of Sundays. And then we had our Sunday D&D session with Chaotic Energy. That was it was episode 100, session 100. So it was a big session in terms of like numericals. And I feel like it was really much the start of a new journey. Or I wasn't sure what the decision was going to be from the players, and the players decided to follow through on the initial plan. So that means it's good for me because a lot of the prep that I've done now isn't going to just be pushed aside. But there's a lot of really cool stuff about to happen. And one of the players had a really big player moment where we met their patron. And that was, I feel, a very cool moment for everyone to actually be able to see that. And yeah, I think that's about it. So heading this week, we've got D&D tomorrow on Tuesday. Wednesday's just going to be a chill day. Thursday, Baldur's Gate. Friday, no Warhammer. We're just gonna chill. And then Saturday, I'm going to be going up to Merthyr to play some Old World with my Chaos. With Richard, it'll be probably one of our last 2,000 point games, as I think we're going to move up to 2,500, which is definitely going to be a fun. It's going to be less restrictive in what we can bring, which is nice because we get to bring a bit more stuff, and that's for future. So this is going to be our last 2,000 point game. I'm bringing the very same list as. Am I bringing the same list as last time? I think I'm not actually. I think I'm bringing my Manticore. I'm just verifying. I think I've changed my list, so I'm not bringing my dragon. I'm bringing my Manticore, but I'm bringing a second wizard. Oh, no, I haven't changed that list. Oh no, it's their Manticore in the Dream. Yes, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, so same list as I played last time, except no more dragon, because I don't feel like I need one. But we'll see if that's a horrible idea. And I'm bringing a second wizard. So I have two wizards on the field having fun. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see. And then Sunday, it's just going to be chilling some D&D. So there we go. That's my week ahead. Next week's going to be interesting. Not this week, obviously, but the week after. But that will come next Update Monday. Yeah, that's everything. So thank you very much for watching. I'm looking forward to playing more Marvel Rivals. I've been really enjoying just hopping in and playing that as a filthy casual that I am. Just because it's just fun. I've been using various different heroes and things, and I still don't know who I enjoy, basically. I'm at a point where I just don't really know and haven't played the game enough with one person to really understand which heroes are for me, so I'm still at the stage where I'm trying to figure out. But so far I've really enjoyed playing Penny Parker. I feel like her playstyle is just indicative of the kind that I like to do in terms of a tank. I really enjoyed Luna for the 2 or 3 games that I played as her. I think that's her name. She's a support character that does healing. I played Invisible Woman for a little bit. It was okay. I don't really know. And then I still have no idea in terms of the I can't remember what they're called, but the DPS. I still haven't found really. I played a bunch of Punisher, but Punisher is there's an element of Punisher is such a basic character that it's I'm sure everyone can play him. It's literally point, click, shoot. There is some decisions that you have to do, but I don't know. It was meh. I played a bit of Star-Lord. I know he's very strong, but that's it's probably just a bunch of me not knowing how to play stuff. And I really, really want to get good at dive characters, but I don't know. It's a game. I just need to get better by playing more of it, and I don't play enough of it because there's really bad, Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.